What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have with me Julie, and we'll be taking you through a wellness glute day. All right, guys, so our first exercise is going to be the adductor machine. What I want to do on here, what I'm going to have her start on is we're going to do a century set. So what a century set is, you can do this on all kinds of different body parts. You don't have to just do it on specifically glutes. What we're going to do is 100 reps total. So what I'm going to have her do is she's going to do as many as she can possible. Say that she fails around 52. I'm gonna count 10 seconds down, and then she's gonna go right back to it, and we'll repeat that sequence until she makes it all the way to 100. What this does, it allows us to be able to push all that blood into the glutes right away. That way, when we go into our other exercises after this one, we're already activated, and it's gonna be a lot easier for us to engage the glutes and or either muscle exercise that you're working. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 40, awesome. Now we're gonna take 10-second rest. When we're doing this, always make sure that we're controlling our negative on the way in. That way we keep the tension in the glutes. When we're squeezing outwards, we wanna make sure we get that full extension, so that way we're able to get all that detail in the outer and the top part of our glute here. So every time, control the negative, every time, full extension. All right, so that's 10 seconds. We're gonna get right back to it. 1, 42, 43, 58, 59, 60. So each time you do this, you're gonna probably get less reps every time you restart again, just because now we're gradually pushing all that blood into the muscle. So that's gonna allow us to fatigue that muscle a lot quicker. So you're not expecting to probably get more than 10 to 15 reps after you get the most on your first round. All right, now we're gonna hop back into it. 70, yep, rest there. Okay, 10 seconds. 2 and 1. Try to get a set to 10. 71, 70, 78, 79, 80. Okay, rest. 10 seconds. 9 and 90. Rest. Okay, 10 seconds. Last 10. Same thing. Full extension. Control negative. Good. 2, 8, 9, and 10. Good. That's 100. Perfect. All right, that's how you get your exercise started as far as your glutes. That's gonna help us and set us up for the rest of our time throughout the exercise, and we're already gonna be fatigued, so that way we don't have to go so heavy throughout the rest of our workout. Now we can work on form, controlling, and making sure that we're hitting the proper spot in each exercise. So follow me on our next thing. All right, guys, how to go through a proper hip thrust. Keep it short and simple. What I want you to do is think about placing our heels underneath our knee. That's gonna be the first step. Once we're there, I'm gonna have you pick your butt all the way up. Once the butt is all the way up in the air, I want you to think about step number 1 is gonna be pressing your back into that pad. Put all that pressure from the back into the pad. Step number 2 is not dropping the butt. Step number 2 is gonna be dropping from the back. So I want you to keep that pressure in the back and drop from the back. Control it, slow down, keep that tension in the glutes, and then you're gonna stop right there. Once we're there, you're gonna flex the butt. I want you to put all that pressure in the glutes before we're gonna drive up. And when we drive up, I wanna go slow. We're gonna slow drive all the way through, making sure we're tucking the chin to help engage the top part of our glutes. Your chin's up, you're not gonna go engage our glutes completely. So always keep that chin down. Okay, so we're gonna go 15 total. Here we go. Push from the back. You're gonna pause each time. Tense the glutes. Coming up. Yep. There we go. Good. Right there. Pause. Slow squeeze up. Perfect. Just like that. Yep. So as she's doing this, is her heels are directly underneath her knees. So by the time she's at the top part of her contraction, her heels are directly underneath her knees. Some people have them too far out in front, which is gonna put more pressure in the hamstring. Rather than allowing us to squeeze with the glute, it's gonna make us squeeze more at the hamstrings and the quads. So when we're doing this, set your feet directly beneath your knees. Second step, putting all that pressure into our back. Third step, drop from the back, not the glutes. Step 4, you're gonna keep the glutes engaged throughout the whole movement. Make sure you get a quick pause at the bottom. That's gonna allow us to stretch and elongate the glutes at the bottom. Now, a lot of people think about relaxing the glutes as they're going down, but you want to make sure you still keep that tension. That's going to allow us to get that full squeeze and contraction all the way through and keep all that tension in there. Good. That's going to get the glutes all pumped up, ready to go. Now we're going to go into some weight. I'm going to have her do half of the weight, not even half of the weight that she normally does. And we're going to be able to push and make it just as hard as she would normally going heavier. So I want to make sure that we're using all that tension all the way through the bottom of the movement and all the way through the top of the movement. You don't need to always go heavy on these movements. It's all about controlling the weight, getting a good squeeze, and making sure that you're contracting with the muscles properly. Here we go. Setting the feet. Feet are set. We're gonna pick it up all the way, put all that pressure in the back, chin down. Now control, slow all the way down. You're gonna pause, tense the glutes, drive up, slow, drive through the heel, boom, right there. Yep, pause, drive up. 3, up, 10. Now we're gonna go same thing, slow down, and then we could go a little bit quicker on the way up. Up, 1, yep. Pause, up, 8, 2 more, up, boom, good. Perfect. That's how you do it. Don't need heavy weight, control the movement, make sure you're contracting everything properly. That's just normal, 20 reps, just controlling the movement. First 10, we're gonna keep it nice and slow on the negative and the positive. And then we're gonna do 10 with the slow negative and then a little bit of a faster positive. You're gonna pause right there. Now you're gonna tense the glutes and squeeze from the glutes. Don't push through the hips. Think about squeezing the weight up with the glutes. Two more. Pause, drive. 9, one more. Pause, drive. Good. Holy balls. All right, guys, so this is gonna be our last round on the hip thrust. What we're gonna do, we're gonna blow up the glutes by doing a cluster set. So what a cluster set is, we're gonna go 20 reps, slow on the negative, faster on the positive. Then we're gonna do a rest for 20 seconds. You're gonna go again. After you do 20, then you'll have a 30-second rest. Go again, then 40-second rest. After the 40-second rest, we're gonna roll off the bar. We're gonna do no weight. It's better to have a partner with you. If not, it's okay. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push down on her hips. We're gonna go slow, and then she's gonna drive up with her hips. And I'm gonna put resistance on the way up. And that's gonna be the last set of 20. So that's gonna be a cluster set. So follow us through it and give it a try. Rest, 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Start second set. I want to at least get a minimum of 15. Pause. 12, 3 more. Pause. 2 more. Go. 1 more. Pause. Drive up. Good. 30-second rest. Our third set, so she's fatiguing a little bit, so I want her to at least get a minimum of 10. The goal is to get a complete 20 reps on each round, but once you start fatiguing, you want to just at least go to failure. Now we got 40-second rest on this round, and I'm gonna roll the bar off of her. Next round's gonna be no weight, all body weight, but I'm gonna put resistance. Now another thing that you can do, since if you don't have a partner, so you can just add a band to each side, whether with dumbbells or if your hip thrust has hooks, add a band on there, and that will be the resistance that will keep you throughout that movement. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go. 2 more. Control it. Go. 1 more. Control it down. Go. Oh, good. And that's a cluster set. So our next exercise, we're gonna be doing banded RDL. So I'm adding the band in around her waist. So that way when she's coming up to extend, she's gonna get more contraction at the top squeeze. That way it's gonna help hit the glutes a little bit more. Okay, so when we place the band, always make sure you're placing it around hip height, just slightly below. That's gonna allow us to drag through and get that full squeeze and contraction at the top. Just to make sure when you're doing this, you're keeping your glutes tight, keep the tension on there. Don't think about the word going down. Think about just pushing your hips back, because we're not going down at all with our legs. The only thing that we're doing is pushing our hips backwards. So push the hips back, control it, keep the tension in the glutes. As we're squeezing up, you're gonna tuck your chin, which is gonna allow us to round out our back to help engage the top part of our glutes throughout this movement. So first step, push the hips back, control the negative. Second step, keep the tension in the glutes throughout the whole negative. Third step, tuck the chin, come up, squeeze the glutes. 15. Last one. Good, perfect. Awesome. All right, guys, moving on to our fourth exercise. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do Bulgarian split squats. So make sure you pay attention to the angles and where we're putting all that pressure to make sure that we're engaging the glutes. Okay, so she's gonna start with her right foot. From here, what I want her to do, she's gonna lean her body forwards right there. So that exact angle she's gonna keep the whole time. She's gonna drop her left butt cheek back to her bottom left heel. So think about dropping back into the pocket while keeping all that pressure on her right heel. Then she's gonna drive forwards and squeeze the glute on the way up. So she's gonna drop down, back into the pocket, nice and low, that we elongate that stretch in the glute, and then drive through and flex the right side of our glute, just like that. Drop it down, pause, and then squeeze through the glute. Perfect, yep, just like that. So we're dropping our left butt back down into the pocket, keeping that pressure on our left heel. Before we come up, we're gonna tense that glute, so that way we're engaging our glute that we're working, which is our left side. So whatever foot is on the ground, that's the side that we're gonna be engaging. As you see, she's not fully extending her leg. That way we're able to just squeeze through the glute, not squeeze through the quad. So as you're coming up, think about tucking and just squeezing the glute as much as your glute will let you come up, and then pause right about there. So you don't need to have a full extension, because your glute will only allow you to come up and contract so much. Dropping down into the pocket, coming up and squeezing through the glute. Boom. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna finish, this is gonna be a finisher. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna do banded, just regular squats. So I wanna do body weight. We're gonna set the band around your knees. I wanna change the angle of our chest by bending it over a little bit. That way we're able to sit the hips back when we go down. Toes slightly out, keep our weight on our heels. Drop it down, tense the glutes, tuck and tense all the way through, right about there. We don't need to drive the hips through, or else you're gonna lose that tension in the glutes. So all you need to do, set your feet shoulder width, toes out slightly, change the angle of our body, sit the hips back, squeeze the glutes, tuck and squeeze, boom. Sit the hips back, squeeze the glutes, tuck and squeeze. Okay, we're gonna go 20 reps of that. Right when she does 20, I'm gonna have her keep her butt down nice and low. We're gonna do big step, little step, big step, little step. That's gonna allow us to keep that tension in the band throughout the whole movement. If you step too close, you're gonna get slack in the band and you're gonna lose tension in the glutes. So we're gonna go 20 pull squats. After you do 20, side step all the way down to the end, about 20 yards. After you're done with that, you're gonna do another 20 and then just bring it all the way back. That'll be it. Hips back. Okay, drop down, tuck and squeeze. Right there, boom. Smaller steps and back. As you get tired throughout the movements, you tend to want to speed everything up. So make sure that you're always thinking about controlling it and not rushing through it. So still towards the end of your workouts, make sure you don't rush through it, make sure you control it, make it each one as effective as possible. And 3. Awesome. And that's a glute day. Make sure you give it a like, give me a subscribe, follow, and I'll be posting more videos here soon. Thank you for staying tuned. Have a good one.